An obscure Darwin idea could be key to solving the climate crisis. It has taken a century and a half to make people take Darwin's proposal seriously and apply it to trees. The conversation. More than 150 years ago, a Victorian biologist, Charles Darwin, made a powerful observation that a mixture of species planted together often grows more strongly than species planted individually. It has taken a century and a half, ironically, about as long as it can take to grow an oak to harvest, and a climate crisis to make poly- policymakers and landowners take Darwin's idea seriously and apply it to trees. There is no human technology that can compete with forests for the take up of atmospheric carbon dioxide and its storage. Darwin's idea of growing lots of different plants together to increase the overall yield is now being explored by leading academics who research forests and climate change. Scientists and policymakers from Australia, Canada, Germany, Italy, Nigeria, Pakistan, Sweden, Switzerland, the UK, and the US came together recently to discuss if Darwin's idea provides a way to plant new forests that absorb and store carbon securely. Why we should plant more forests? Planting more forests is a potent tool for mitigating the climate crisis, but forests are like complex machines with millions of parts. Tree planting can cause ecological damage when carried out poorly, particularly if there is no commitment to diversity of planting. Following Darwin's thinking, there is growing awareness that the best, healthiest forests are are ones with the greatest variety of trees, and trees of various ages. Forests following this model promise promise to grow two to fourfold more strongly, maximizing carbon capture while also maximizing resilience to disease outbreaks, rapid climate change, and extreme weather. In mixed forests, each species accesses different sources of nutrients from the others, leading to higher yields overall. And those thicker stems are made mostly of carbon. Mixed forests are also often more resilient to disease by diluting populations of pests and pathogens or organisms that causes disease. Ah! Darwin's patience. Darwin's prescience observation is took away in chapter 4 of his 1859 famous book on the origin of the species. Studies of this Darwin effect have spawned vast ecological literature, yet is still so outside of the mainstream thinking of forestry that until now little major funding has been available to prompt the use of this technique. Darwin also famously described evolution by natural selection, a process by which genes evolved to be fit for their environment. Unfortunately for the planet, human-induced environmental change outstrips the evolution of genes for larger, slower reproduction organisms like trees. Modern gene edition technique, direct DNA surgery, can help things up speed things up once careful laboratory work identifies the key genes, but only the evolution of human practice, that is changing what we do, is is fast and far-reaching enough to rebalance the carbon cycle and bring us back within the safe planetary limits. Healthier trees capture more carbon. At our meeting, we discusses a study of Norbury Park State in central England, which describes how, using the Darwin Effect and other climate-sensitive measures, the states now capture over 5,000 tons of carbon dioxide per year, making it most carbon quite possible the most carbon negative land in the UK. Such impressive statistics don't happen by accident or by sticking some trees in the ground and hoping. Care and ecological nouns are needed. Trees of different ages also continuously provide harvestable timber and so steady jobs. In the stark contrast to the other methods of forestry, where large areas are felled and cleared at the same time, the UK government, like other administrations, has laid down requirements for responsible large-scale tree planting. This requirement continues to be revised and improved. There are still vital questions about which trees we should plant. We should plant them, and then to do with once they've grown. It was been that it is impossible to plant a forest, but it should certainly be possible to design a plantation that will blossom into a forest for future generations. We need forests to be a practical, dependable, and just response to our climate and biodiversity crisis. And Darwin has shown us the way.